Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kate and I love all things makeup, beauty, skincare, and fun. Today we are going to be talking about my top 10 palettes for spooky season. So if you are interested in this type of content, I would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up, consider subscribing to my channel, and without any further ado, let's go. We're going to start off strong. We're going to start off strong with this one by Unearthly Cosmetics. This is their Not Normal palette. And this is what I mean, like, this is not orange at all. And I would argue it's still very Halloween. So I'm getting witch vibes. I'm getting swamp monster. I'm getting black magic. I love this palette. I just think that the tones are perfectly grungy. I think this, like, borderline chartreuse yellow green is absolutely stunning. Unearthly makes one of my favorite formulas. They are one of my favorite indie brands. They actually have a Halloween launch coming up, and it's based on, I'm pretty sure it's Venus Flytrap. And it, again, it doesn't have any orange in it, but it looks so spooky and creepy, and I love it. However, this one, Not Normal, beautiful. Spooky ooky kooky. I love it. I love that the pan sizes are like this, literally the size of my head. I love this palette. So fun, so spooky. I just feel like it's a super unique color story, and I feel like you can do so many different things. I love this. This one is also by Unearthly Cosmetics, and this is their collaboration with Heather Austin. I love Heather on YouTube. So this is what that palette looks like. Again, it's not orange and black. It's not, I honestly don't know how many of these even have orange in it. Orange is like not a color that I'm like super concerned about. It's really the purple, greens, and blues and blacks, but I digress. This is just such a unique and fun color story. I love the special shades in here. I love that she does indeed have a black, so if that's something that you're looking for, you can find that in this palette. It does have a red, so if you're going for like a vampy vibe, I feel like this could really suit that. It does have this like cool toned gray shade in here, and then the pink and blue, which I feel like work, of course, they work beautifully on their own, but you can also, if you're looking for a purple, you can definitely manipulate these to get there. Love that it has this super bright green. I just think this palette is so unique, so different from anything else in my collection, and I feel like I'm going to get so much use out of it this Halloween season. Speaking of Heather Austin, she did a collab with Adept Cosmetics, and I was going through my collection just trying to like prepare for this video, and I feel like this one falls right into what I'm personally am looking for a Halloween palette. We have some like more purpley red tones, we have the greens, and this one even has orange. So I feel like I could create some really fun dynamite looks for spooky season with the Heather Austin palette, which I very ironically is restocked right now. So definitely check that out if you have been wanting this palette. It is finally back in stock. I love this. Honestly, the mattes are good and great, and they work just fine. And the special shades really, in my opinion, are the shimmers in this. Like, super special, super unique. I don't have anything like them in the rest of my collection, and I'm super excited to be able to bring this out for spooky season. You likely knew this was coming. This is the Gemini palette by Milk Cosmetics. This was viral probably 3 or 4 years ago. I still think it deserves some love. So again, it's not maybe the most traditional Halloween palette. That being said, of course it has a black. It has these super warm leaning neutral colors here, so if you were looking to create that pumpkin look, you definitely, I think, could get there with these, because this copper orange here I think could work in a way that you could manipulate it to be orange. Or if you want the other end of the spectrum, which is admittedly, when it comes to this palette, where I'm playing more so in these like really swampy greens, I just think this is the epitome of a Halloween palette. It is beautiful. Milk Cosmetics, for some folks, have been like really for a lot of folks I feel, have been really inconsistent. I do have a handful of Milk palettes, not every single one that they've come out with. That being said, I haven't experienced those inconsistencies, and largely when people are complaining about inconsistencies, there's certain palettes that they're mentioning, and I don't have those palettes. This is a beautiful palette, a beautiful formula. It's an oldie, but definitely a goodie. I somehow forgot when I was talking about Unearthly Cosmetics to grab this one, kind of like snuck behind the pile. This is their Dead of Night palette, of course, by Unearthly Cosmetics. And this is what this one looks like. I just think this is stunning. It is giving witch. It is giving ethereal. It is giving spooky. I love purples this time of year. Clearly, this is actually the palette I have on my eyes, which is how it got lost back there, because I was playing with it earlier. But these shades are truly just so special. I have the purple down here in, or rather on my lid today. It's a super simple look. I just have this one in the crease, this one on the other corner, and then this all over the lid. Super easy, one and done. But if you're going for more of a Beetlejuice vibe, there's some really fun pops of green. There's some blues in here to kind of mix everything all together. I absolutely love this palette. And again, Unearthly makes one of my favorite formulas. I have two palettes here by Lunar Beauty. One you can get your hands on still, I'm fairly confident. The other one you can't, so I do apologize. The first one is the Moonspell Volume 2 palette. So people were not as big of a fan of this one when it came out compared to his first rendition of it. And I guess I can kind of see it because the other one does have some more blues and greens, but I still think that this is a super special and super beautiful palette. Again, it has those like reds for a more like bloody, gory, vampy vibe, but then it has a beautiful array of purples, some neutrals in here. I just think this is a pretty well balanced palette. So not totally sure like what the where the disconnect was, but I love this palette. I enjoy it. I feel like Lunar Beauty's formula at baseline when he first started was good, and it continues to only get better. So I think this is a good formula, good color story, and honestly the packaging is really where it shines. Like 10 out of 10. He did such a good job with the packaging on these. The next one I want to talk about, of course, is the original Moonspell palette. You can't get this one anymore, so I do apologize if you don't own this. This one is more so for the folks that have this, like collecting dust in their collection. This is your reminder to take it out and play with it because it's so good. I actually wore this one yesterday to a friend's baby shower. And it's just, there's just nothing like it, I tell you. There is nothing like it. My only gripe, and I don't think I thought of this until yesterday. There's not a green shimmer in here. So that is my only gripe with this palette. That being said, the rest of the ones that are in here are super special. You can see I play in this shade quite a bit. There's like a humongo dent in there. I just think this is so fun, so special. I think I wanted the shimmer. I wanted the shimmer green because I wanted to do one purple eye and one green eye yesterday. So that was kind of where I was a little stumped. But that being said, I do feel like this is a fun color story. It's a unique color story that I don't have anywhere else in my collection. And again, this came out several years ago at this point. It still performs beautifully. That also being said, Lunar Beauty at baseline when he first started had a good formula and it just keeps getting better. So I love this palette. I will never get rid of it. I will never get rid of this palette. Even when it's 10 years from now and I can no longer wear it, the packaging, the book, so good. The last three palettes are from Glamlight. I feel like it wouldn't be a palette discussion video without Glamlight being involved. One of my favorite brands of all time. So good. The first one I want to talk about is this one. It's the Chucky palette. This came out for Valentine's Day this year. However, I do feel like if you want a vampy, grungy look no further because Chucky has it. Chucky has it. I really enjoy this palette. It's not the thing with this is it's not going to be a color story that I personally am going to wear every single day because it is dark and it is vampy. And I feel like this time of year is its time to shine because typically what I'm feeling and what I'm wanting to wear, both clothing and eyeshadow and face-wise, gives a vampy vibe, gives a spooky ooky vibe. So this is super unique in my collection. Again, they're not colors and it's not a color story that I'm going to personally wear every day, but it has a time, it has a place, and has a great formula. 10 out of 10. Love this. The last two, of course, are by Glamlight, and they are from their first Scooby-Doo collab. So this was their collaboration that they did last year for Halloween. This is the first one. This is the Retro Raggy palette. So pretty. I love blues and greens. I've said that probably 100 times, and you're probably ready to slap me, but I love blues and greens this time of year, and I feel like these tones of blues and greens are absolutely stunning. I feel like Glamlight really does have a super special shimmer formula that performs beautifully. So absolutely Retro Raggy, and not to be confused with Creeps and Crawls. This one is honestly so beautiful. This one definitely gets the depth, whereas the other one I think is a little more of mid-tone. However, this one I feel like you only really have this one for mid-tone, whereas these are much more deeper and jewel toned. So if you're looking for a deeper look with some really beautiful jewel tones, look no further. This is absolutely stunning. The other thing I absolutely love about Glamlight is that they're more cost effective than so many other both mainstream and indie brands. I just feel like, and I totally get it, a lot of brands are in their special shade era, which costs more to produce, and we, the people, are not getting any richer. At least I'm not. Maybe you guys are. I'm not getting any richer. So it's hard for me to justify a $70 palette when there's things like this from Glamlight that are $15 that are going to give me special and just in a different way. It's not going to shift 15 different ways, but it is going to lay beautifully on the lid, and it is going to give a seamless, gorgeous, well-blended look. So I love Glamlight. Those are my top 10 palettes for spooky season. Please let me know down below if you are going to be using any of these palettes, what palettes you'll be using for Halloween, and have you picked up any of the newer releases? As I mentioned, I did pick up the collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist and Odin's Eye. However, I also am eyeing the collaborations with Gourmand Girls. They're like $50 a palette, which is where I get a little stuck, but they also look beautiful and special in a way that I don't necessarily have palettes like that in my collection. So let me know, do you have the Gourmand Girls palettes? What do you think? As always, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would love it so much if you would subscribe to my channel down below. As always, please stay happy, stay healthy, and stay blessed, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.